Hello there, everybody. This is Silent Mist, and welcome back to Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we started our adventure in Mount Moon, and in this episode, we're going to continue our adventure by destroying this rocket grunt. Haha, get ready to die. But yes, welcome back, guys. It's been a couple of days since I've last recorded, but not because I've been a lazy buttface. No, instead it's because I was waiting until the first episode went live so I could start to get some feedback from you guys. And, as it turns out, the one big secret that I had planned actually didn't pan out, which makes me really sad because I was gonna do a thing and then the thing didn't happen because of how YouTube works. But essentially, the big ol' secret was I was gonna upload this entire series in 4K and wait for someone to notice that it was in 4K. But as it turns out, so you might have noticed that this video is in 60 FPS if you're watching it in 1080p or maybe 720. I don't know if 720p gets a 1080p or gets a gets a 60 FPS profile, but this is in 1080p, 60 FPS. At least what you're probably watching, unless it's way in the future, which in that case it might have changed. But so YouTube allows you to upload content in 4K, and it will display content in 4K despite like almost nobody actually having a 4K monitor, but it'll let you do it. And YouTube will also let you upload 1080p footage at 60 FPS. However, you can't do 4K at 60. At least normal people can't do that. I've seen test videos on YouTube of 4K footage at 60 FPS, and let me tell you, it is not an enjoyable experience to watch just because, well, on my desktop, which is quite powerful, I'd like to think, but at least on my computer, it stutters like crazy, and you drop frames left and right, and it's just not an all-around good experience. But that's not so much because, oh my god, these encounters, that's not so much because of my computer being bad, but more along the lines of the codec that they use to play back the video isn't exactly meant for 4K 60 FPS. So yeah, as of right now, no 4K 60 FPS, which is very unfortunate because I kind of wanted to do that, and then it turns out that because I'm uploading it at 1080p 60, it won't even create a 4K profile at 30 FPS. So yeah, that was the big old secret that I had for the last episode. But actually, this is like my 5th take of the episode. My first take was just a hilarious failure. My second take was going fantastically, and I was about 5 minutes in, and then my computer crashed. And why, computer? Why did you do that? Why did you do that to me? I treated you so well, and then you just crash. And so, of course, I lost that, and now I'm doing it again. And then the subsequent takes were just hilariously bad. Like, I started, and then my commentary fell apart. So hopefully that won't happen again. But yeah, stuff. Also, the main reason why I didn't record, like I mentioned before, was because I wanted to hear some feedback on what you guys thought about the series and how it looked at that point. And there was one thing that I noticed more than anything, and it was that one person, I believe it was Charcoal. Charcoal Ranger, hi there, if you're watching this video. Hi! Oh, I didn't want to do summary. Summary, I wanted to switch you. But he requested that we don't cut out wild Pokemon battles. And after thinking about it for a while, so I think that cutting out Pokemon battles, not all of them, but cutting out some wild battles is kind of necessary for my own sake, because I feel like my commentary would suffer greatly if I just kept all the battles in for no other reason than I would complain, because battles happen too often, especially in caves. They happen too darn often, and if I could avoid them, some of them at least, then it wouldn't be bad. I mean, I won't cut out all battles, and I probably won't cut out trainer battles now that I think about it, at least for the most part. I might do some off-screen, but yeah, I won't cut out too much. I don't know who he's changing into. I'll just keep my current team out. I will do some training off-screen, like I'm not gonna just power level my way up to level 100 off-screen, but I'll do a little bit if need be, just because grinding isn't, at least I don't think it's the most enjoyable thing to watch. But what do I know? I'm just Silent Mist. But yeah, so that was something that I wanted to note. Other than that, not enough of the series has gone up for me to really get too much feedback. Just the first episode went out yesterday, and the second episode is going to be going out tomorrow. So That's a thing. I also remember while I was recording the last take of this episode, I came to the realization that I was going to cut out a couple of battles, and then I didn't. And it's currently uploaded on YouTube, and I haven't yet. It's not published yet, and it won't go live until next Monday, which is almost a week from now. But yeah, I realized that oh crap, oh Jesus, oh Jeebus Cripes. I realized that a little late, and good thing I still have all the footage, so I don't need to worry about that. But it's still mildly annoying that I forgot to do that. But that's okay. People make mistakes all the time. Unfortunately, like, out of all the Pokemon that I have that are alive, none of them are good for this situation because most of them are not going to be staying in my party. They're just in my party, so I don't need to change out the Poke Cards every single couple of episodes. Jesus, Dorito gained a lot of experience from that. If only Dorito was staying in our party, because unfortunately Dorito will not be in our party. But I'm gonna get the Dome Fossil, because I always get the I'm gonna get the Dome Fossil and not the Helix Fossil, because I always get the Helix. Did I get the right one? Oh wait, I got the wrong fossil. I wanted to get Omanite because I always get Kabuto, but oops. I goofed that one up. Oops. I goofed that one up. My bad. Yeah, we got the Dome Fossil, and that is most definitely the wrong fossil, but, this guy right here is an interesting guy. This is a mechanic that was introduced in this game, and I think was only used in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't think this was, I could be entirely wrong, but I'm like at least 13% sure that this mechanic was not used in later games, where these random trainers would teach you moves. Or these people would teach you moves instead of getting a TM for that move, which I really wasn't a fan of. Actually, yeah, I really didn't like it, and it only contributed to this game's general not liking. Well, I shouldn't say not liking, but general, like... Okay, so this game... not Diamond and Pearl, sorry, Ruby and Sapphire... No, this is Fire Red and Leaf Green are probably my least favorite Pokemon games out of, like, every single Pokemon game. And that doesn't mean they're bad. They just so happen to be the Pokemon game that I don't enjoy the most. Oh, this is a guy that I would very much like to catch because we don't currently have one. But, and it has to do with a lot of reasons. I've explained some of them before, where I felt like this game was slow. It just felt sluggish playing this game compared to older Pokemon games. The timing at which I played it was just like as I was exiting my phase of super engrossed in video games, like the young childhood engrossment in video games. And before I really became the person that could appreciate games, like before I played it because, oh my god, video games, I love video games, but that evolved into like a deeper appreciation for video games, and this was just a game that I played during that transitionary period. So it got the short end of the stick, and it's my least favorite Pokemon game, my least favorite series. It's 2 games out of the series. Oh, sweet, we caught that. I was totally expecting it to break out. But, yeah, so it's a little unlucky in that regard, but this isn't the Pokemon. There's a Pokemon here that I want to catch to add to my team, and this was not it. But you can be Eggnog, okay, Sandshrew? I don't know why, but this is the name that I thought of off the top of my head. Also, I think I asked you in a previous episode that hasn't yet gone up that I need suggestions for names, because I'm ultimately going to run out of names for my Pokemon, and when that day finally happens, I don't know what I'll do. But if you guys can come up with food names, that would help me out immensely. But I want to go back to talking about my least favorite Pokemon games of all times. Yeah, this poor game is probably my least favorite game. Then Diamond and Pearl came out, which came out right as I started appreciating games. So, I really enjoyed Diamond and Pearl, and actually, I really enjoyed Platinum. Platinum is one of my favorite Pokemon games, just because there was a period of time where I hadn't played a Pokemon game in a while, and then I watched one of the Pokemon movies, the one with the Diamond and Pearl Pokemon movie, and at that time I didn't have Pokemon Platinum, and by the time I was finished with that movie, I was just like, oh my god, I need to go play Pokemon. So I got myself that, and you're not the Pokemon that I want. I think I can catch the Pokemon that I want here. I'm gonna try once more, and if we can get it, that would be fantastic. Please die. This is a long thing, but yeah, so Platinum was a game that I really enjoyed. I also really loved the underground system that was in Diamond and Platinum. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and then that unfortunately never made a cameo in any of the newer games, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. Black and White, I finished Black and White. I never finished Black and White 2, though, and I've heard really good things about that game. I enjoyed Black and White, and actually, like, I got that game when it was released in only Japan, and there was an English patch for it, so that was exciting, and I'm also pretty sure that the Pokemon that I want isn't over there now that I've tried to catch it. So yeah, I really like Black and White. I need to play through Black and White too. But my all-time favorite Pokemon game... Why am I coming back in here? There's no reason to go over here. My all-time favorite Pokemon game is most likely going to be Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, just because... So, before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, Ruby and Sapphire were my favorite Pokemon games because they were the last games that I really thoroughly enjoyed playing as a young child. Like, then Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, that's when I was in that awkward transitionary period, but like, I played the crap out of Ruby version. And actually, this is a story that I can tell, but during this one Christmas, this was before I had a Game Boy Color. No, let's start earlier than that. My cousin, one of my cousins that's very similarly aged to me, him and I, we were like BFFs when I was super young. I would go have sleepovers at his house all the time, and we'd build forts, and we'd play Pokemon in those forts. So, we got a Game Boy. He had a Super Game Boy. I think he had a Game Boy Color. He had a Super Game Boy, or what are they called? The Game Boy Pocket, that one, not a Super Game Boy. He had a Game Boy Pocket before I had a Game Boy Color, and he played through Blue version. Sometime later, I ended up getting a Game Boy Advanced, or no, Game Boy Color and Gold version. This was my first portable Game Boy console. I think I got the Game Boy before I got the N64, but no, I got it after I got the N64. But screw that. So he had the Game Boy Pocket and played through Pokemon Blue and was already a Pokemon veteran by the time that he already got his feet wet with Pokemon by the time I was getting into that. So he was just like, you should get Pokemon. And I got a Game Boy Color and I got Gold and Silver. No, I got Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but my mom would only give me one of them and promised to give me the other ones if I did well in school. So that was a thing. But so I had Gold version and I played that game to absolute death, and he had Silver version at that time, and we played together a lot. We would have link battles and the whole shebang. I think we should be able to take Misty. I haven't been reading Pokemon text because I've been telling you guys a story. Awkward, but that's okay. So I don't even remember where all this happened. Oh yeah, so after a while, quite a few years later, the Game Boy Advance had been released, and I really wanted Ruby and Sapphire. So, like, I asked for a Game Boy Advanced and Ruby and Sapphire, and Ruby version over for Christmas, and I got it. And it just so happened that my cousin also asked for the same set of stuff, and he got a Game Boy Advanced and Pokemon Sapphire. And so we got both of them together, and oh my god, that Christmas break, we beat the game over that Christmas break. And nowadays, that's nothing too special, like sitting down and beating a game over the period of 2 weeks. But as a kid, oh my god, that was magical. We just played that game to death. And yeah, I remember running into Latios accidentally, and I was just like, wait, what, another legendary? What's happening? I thought Groudon and Kyogre were going to be the only two legendaries, and that entire experience was a magical experience, and that's why that is my favorite game of all times. or was my favorite game of all times. And then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and wow, we just completely obliterated Misty. That wasn't even remotely a challenge. Poor Misty. But yeah, then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and honestly, they took a game which I held in really high regard and made it better in almost every way without ruining it. Like, they improved it without messing it up. So I very much love Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Actually, I have both of them hanging up on my wall right in front of me, the cases to them. And they're such good games. Although the funny thing is, I ended up placing a bet with my girlfriend. We were gonna get one of each of the games. So we decided beforehand that we were gonna get the set. And we rock, paper, scissored for Omega Ruby. I wanted it just because of the nostalgia, and she wanted it because she wanted it. And I lost, so I had to get Alpha Sapphire, and yeah, that was an unfortunate thing. I was like, no, I've lost this game that was so important to my soul. But actually, I think we're going to end things off here, guys. We've been going for 15 minutes or so, hopefully. In the next episode, we will continue on with our adventure. I hope you enjoyed my storytelling of this episode. If you did, tell me what you think about that, because I can tell you guys more childhood stories about video games and whatnot. But like I said, that's going to be all for now, guys. I'm going to go out to that place to the left again to see if I was just being silly and if the Pokemon that I want is actually... Excuse me. And if the Pokemon that I want is actually over there. But yeah, we'll figure that all out. And yeah, so I will see you all again next time. Until then, farewell.